Alright guys, it's Kieran from RedDevilWeekly. Welcome back to another Manchester United live stream. Now unfortunately the last live stream we did have some technical difficulties, which was definitely a bummer, but I'm going to do a proper video for you guys because we had problems with the audio at the start of the video, so hopefully you can understand. And we do apologise here at RedDevilWeekly for the audio problems that we had. But I think now, hopefully, the audio is all right. It's better now, and hopefully we can actually have a bit of a better discussion, a bit of a better quality discussion as well. I don't think this stream's going to be going on for too long because it is getting on a bit, but I just want to make sure I do a proper video for you guys and really give my proper thoughts on this Fred transfer. And the news is that Fred, the announcement for Fred to join Manchester United from Shakhtar Donetsk looks like it's going to be completed in the next few days or possibly even tomorrow, which is a great boost. And it's some Man United news which we can actually report on, which is great. But obviously, you know, this was a long time coming. We know that. You know, we saw previously that Man United on the 5th of June released a statement saying that on the 5th of June releasing a statement saying that we'd already agreed the deal to sign Fred from Shakhtar Donetsk, and an announcement was, you know, in due course. So there's going to be an announcement in due course. Obviously, that announcement hasn't come, but it looks like it's going to be coming tomorrow or possibly Friday. So it looks like the announcement finally getting this deal over the line. It's looking ever closer, which is great for me and great for all Man United fans because it's good to get these deals over the line, done, and just make sure he gets into the squad. Obviously, he's out on international duty with Brazil at the moment. So, you know, that's what he's doing. And it's going to be difficult for him to come back in the squad at the moment. But, you know, obviously, to make sure he signs the paperwork, gets into it, yeah, I think that's going to be positive. Welcome, Dazzer. Welcome, BHFC News as well. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, please do smash a like on this video. That'd be absolutely fantastic. He says, no, notification squad. Yeah, well, it's good that the notifications are working for some people as well. He says, championship fixtures out tomorrow. Well, there you go. Obviously, for you, Darryl, the Middlesbrough fan amongst us, yeah, you know, the fixtures for the championship come out. It doesn't really concern me too much, but obviously it is another football talking point as well. The Premier League fixtures came out, and I should have reacted to the Man United fixtures, but our opening few fixtures are quite easy, really. It's good. We've got a good start, no difficult teams, so hopefully we can get off to the best start possible in the 2018-19 Premier League season. Yeah, well, I agree, BHFC. 1-9 on Monday. England winning the opening game of a major tournament for the first time in ages. Let's face it, England have been pretty dire in opening tournaments, especially in their opening games in major tournaments. And it was just such a relief when Harry Kane, you know, popped up with that injury time winner. And it was the first time, would you believe, that England have won a game in injury time at the World Cup. I mean, it's a stat which you might not believe, but it's true. England have that game last night was the first time that England have won a match in injury time. So fantastic omen for the rest of the tournament as well. And hopefully we can continue our good form against Panama on Sunday. That game, if you want to know, is at 1 o'clock on BBC. Dazzer here says, when does League 2 come out? I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure. I think they'll come out on the same day as the Championship ones, although I don't know. Yeah, it was a great win for England. Great win for England. BHFC says, I watched the game on Brighton Beach and the fans went mad. So did I. Yeah. I mean, it's great. I mean, it would have been absolutely superb to watch the game with like a load of people. You know, you see all those crazy fan reactions. Absolutely fantastic. And, you know, I mean, I was at home with my family and, you know, it was just a mental time, absolutely mental time. But to be fair, the first 25 minutes was absolutely fantastic football. And if we kept that style of football and that standard of football up throughout the tournament, you know, we could really do well. But the second half was absolutely shocking, in my opinion. We didn't create any chances. We looked lackluster. And to be honest, for the neutral, in that second half, it would have been a really, really boring game. So, yeah, it was dire to watch, really, that second half. But hopefully, you know, against Panama, who aren't exactly a strong team, they lost their opening game 3-0 to Belgium. And to be honest, the Belgians didn't really have to break sweat. So, obviously, you know, the Panama game is going to be crucial. If we get 3 points in that, I think we're basically through to the next round of the World Cup. But, you know, I think you can't write any team off in the World Cup, as we saw with Iceland as well. Diana says, first win in the World Cup since the one in Dutchland or Germany in 2006. Also, first time England scored 2 goals in a World Cup game since our 2-2 draw with Sweden in 2006. So yeah, so there you go. That is mental, actually, to be fair. It just shows how bad England have been in major tournament, especially about scoring goals. You know, I was watching the 2010 World Cup as well, and even the 2014 World Cup. You know, scoring 1 goals in each game is just, it's not good enough. If you want to actually do well in a tournament, it's definitely not good enough to score 1 and 2 goals in games. And you know, it was good that we got 2 goals. It was lucky, to be fair, very, very lucky. And you could have argued that it was justice for the fact that, to be honest with you, we should have had a lot more decisions go our way. But you know, that's football. That is football in a nutshell. You know, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. You just have to live with it. And you know, hopefully the VAR situation will get cleared up and it'll be a much more reliable system as it's being used. BHFC says, a few drinks, but I didn't care because there was no trouble. Yeah, I know, yeah. That was, you know, it was decent. It was decent, though, because, you know, sharing a drink with everyone watching and everyone having a good time, it's great for the spirit. And if everyone's having a good time watching football, then it's just going to be banter, going to be absolutely mad. So, fair play to you, mate, fair play. You know, nothing wrong with a bit of beer and a bit of football. What is wrong with that? But yeah, you know, obviously, I think that's the thing with England fans. They don't tend to fight amongst each other and things like that. And obviously, when you're all together, coming together as a nation watching England at the World Cup is absolutely fantastic as well. BSFC says, haven't been happy with VAR. Yeah, I think VAR definitely, yeah, 100%. It's been up and down, really. Some decisions it's got absolutely spot on and it's really, you know, been handled well. In other cases, it really hasn't been handled well. You know, primary example, England in the World Cup, you know, they're going against Tunisia. You know, 2 penalties and 2 times Harry Kane was absolutely hauled to the ground. You know, the defender wasn't even looking at the ball. And for some reason, VAR, they looked at it, didn't even pick it up whatsoever, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. I did not get it whatsoever. But that I think I just did not get it. Did not get it. But then obviously you've got other times where VAR actually has worked quite well. You know, and actually has spotted some decent things. But I mean, to be fair, I think it has to be sorted out. It really does have to be sorted out. I think there's still an ambiguity of, you know, what needs to be looked at, what doesn't need to be looked at, and what VAR officials are looking for and what they're not looking for, and it's just still ambiguous, really. So yeah, I think it still needs a bit of work. It's definitely a work in progress, I would say that. BSFC says, also the referees have been awful. Well, yeah, I think obviously you could blame that on the fact that VAR, the fact that, you know, referees are kind of relying on almost a robot to help them make decisions. So you could argue that, you know, because of VAR, referees are becoming less sharp and not really viewing the play as important or whatever. Yeah, Darryl, why not, mate? Why not? Yeah, Darryl, if you want to call in, please do feel free, and I'll take your call, buddy. I'll take your call. And yeah, obviously this stream probably won't be going for too long, but if you guys want to leave any of your thoughts, any questions or anything like that in the live chat, as well as a comment section down below, if you are watching this far, please do. But yeah, Darryl, feel free to call into the stream and we'll have you on gladly. But yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't really been doing you know, much Man United content since the World Cup. I have been doing the World Cup dailies, which you can check out on the channel. But it's good to be doing some Man United content as well. You know, I really like talking about Man United, and to be honest with you, it can get a bit tedious talking about, you know, some boring World Cup games. Even though I love the World Cup, don't get me wrong, the World Cup is absolutely superb. But, you know, sometimes, especially today's games, they weren't exactly great. We had 3 1-0s, I think, today, which, to be honest with you, was probably the most boring. You know, was probably one of the most boring World Cups. In the boring World Cup days in a while, really. And just since that Portugal-Spain game, it's just sort of peaked there, and we haven't really had anything better, to be honest, which is a shame. But hopefully we do get that when we get a bit later into the tournament. Yeah, I mean, Dazzer, I mean, you can call on Skype, mate. You can call on Skype. I mean, to be fair, I'll add you to the Hangouts then, mate. Actually, I'll add you to the Hangouts. I've forgotten your hangouts, by the way, mate. Just remind me of your hangouts, Daryl. Yeah, remind me of your hangouts, Daryl. By the way, welcome back, Ricky. Thanks for joining, mate. Obviously, he was there for the stream I did about 20 minutes ago, and it didn't really work out, which is unfortunate, and I do apologise for that as well, guys. But you know. Yeah, I do apologise for that. And welcome, Red Army FC. Thanks for coming back, guys. Really appreciated. Yeah, I do apologise. Obviously, the stream I had was a bit laggy and things like that, but I decided to... in fact, I haven't deleted the stream yet, which is annoying, but I will have to delete that one. And I just want to make sure I do a kind of proper video for you guys, because that last one was just not proper whatsoever, and I want to have a proper, debate and conversation with you guys. So I do apologise, but I am streaming right now for probably the next 20 minutes or so. So thank you very much. Yeah, Dazzer, just remind me of your Google Hangouts, mate. If you remind me of your Google Hangouts, I can add you to this. Add you to it. Because just put your Google Hangouts in the chat, and I can add you, mate. But yeah. Keep leaving your thoughts in the live chat. Any questions or anything like that you want to ask, please do feel free. Because it is your show in the end of the day. It is your show. Also, if you haven't already, please leave a like. Really would appreciate it. Brilliancy says VAR is a wonderful thing, but it needs to be implemented properly. Yeah, I agree. I think the way VAR has been handled. We were just talking about it just a second ago. The VAR is a very useful tool, but ultimately it's not. It hasn't. There's definitely ambiguities with it. What the VAR officials are actually looking for. What the referee is looking for. It's still very ambiguous. So hopefully we can sort that out in due course. Yeah, Daryl, I'll just put the link in the live chat, mate. Yeah, this link is for Daryl if he wants to join the Google Hangouts. Yeah, Daryl, if you want to join the Google Hangouts, mate, there is a Google Hangouts link. So if you want to join it, please do feel free. But yeah, I feel it feels good doing Man United stuff as well. But I will be back doing some more World Cup stuff as well during the World Cup. And I think there has not been a 0-0 in the World Cup, which is a talking point. That is the first time it's happened since like 1950, 54, 56 or something. But yeah, it's great to see. Great to see. But I see we've got Daryl Johnson in the stream, which is absolutely great. Thanks for joining, Daryl. Appreciate it, mate. But yeah,
good evening, all.
Yep, good to have you on, mate. Good to have you on. And yeah, as I said, keep leaving your thoughts in the live chat as we go along. We'll discuss stuff. But obviously, the main topic of the stream, the title of the stream, the Fred announcement seems to be imminent. Seems like it's going to be happening tomorrow. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's a? I mean, obviously, we've talked a lot about Fred, in the past, and really, the main question I want to ask to you is, why do you think this Fred transfer has been delayed so much?
Well, to be honest, the thing with Fred is we don't know whether he's Premier League quality, and obviously we've already been told that he's going to be coming for 53 million. Whether that still happens, we don't know, with the fact that he got injured with Brazil. But from what it looks like, it's not going to be a serious, thing. So, I think if he gets back into training and stuff with Brazil, and then, I think at the end of the World Cup, he could come to United and then, get some more training and stuff. Plus, I mean, he doesn't really have any links with anyone in the team, because I don't think any of our team is Brazilian, which would make it be rather interesting to have a different nationality in the squad. Although he will have a good link with Jose Mourinho because he's Portuguese. But the thing with the Brazilian Portuguese is has a slight difference to the original Portuguese that you hear in Portugal. I think he's a decent player. He'll be a decent player, and hopefully it doesn't take him too long to settle in at Man United. I do think though, with the fact he's never played in a big league like this, it'll take quite a long time. It'll take him a couple of weeks, probably a month or two into the season to get fully settled in and start getting all the goals and stuff. I know it wasn't the case for Lukaku, because Lukaku played in the Premier League, played for Everton and stuff. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see how he actually copes, because, like I said, he's not going to be used to these thingies. These new challenges that he's going to be up against, because the Premier League's the toughest league in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain that is the toughest league in the world. So, it's going to be interesting. I don't think at all that he is worth 53 million. But then again, he's coming from a Champions League team, so what can you expect? I think overall he's going to be a good player. But it's going to take him time to get used to the get used to the team and how Jose Mourinho does his football and stuff. So, it's going to take some time, but I think he'll get used to it in the end.
Yeah, no, I think you made some decent points. I think it's with players coming from foreign leagues, especially the Ukrainian league. I mean, it's so different to the Premier League. Yes, we've seen him get into the Brazilian squad, and we've seen him doing quite well. But obviously he's definitely going to be really tested in the Premier League. And it's interesting you say he's not worth 54 million. I think a lot of Man United fans would say that is a bit too much to pay for him. But I think he does look like on paper the type of player that we're looking for. Someone who can turn defence into attack really quickly. Someone who can be really good on the break. And I think he's the ideal player that Man United need, because we've seen last season that we were slow, a bit pedestrian on our midfield player, and the main problem is that we were just passing it around defence, didn't really have too many ideas. We weren't able to get it up the pitch and really, implement an attacking style of football quick enough, and our counter-attacking football was quite poor last season. So I think Fred will definitely be a great signing to come in and improve that for us. Ricky says Iran-Morocco would have ended 0-0 if not for that own goal in the 90th minute. Probably deserved to be a draw. Yeah, obviously going back to the fact that there have been goals in every single game in the tournament so far, which is great for the entertainment of the tournament. But obviously, there are fine margins, which you've alluded to there, Ricky. Definitely. Welcome, Ryan. Welcome to the stream, pal. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, please leave a like. I really would appreciate it. But yeah, I'll just read out Dazzer's comment. It says, obviously I'm commenting on the Chelsea badge. It says, the badge I received from playing at Chelsea training ground representing Middlesbrough FC Foundation. Fair play. Well, there you go. There is your answer to your question right there. But yeah, Red Army FC says Fred is a Carrick replacement, I believe. Well, to be fair, obviously that is true. Carrick has left us. And I think he would be, a decent replacement for Carrick. And I think he's a different sort of player, but I think he's someone who would, is going to be able to fill that hole quite nicely. But I do think we shouldn't put too much pressure on him to perform straight away. He's going to have to get used to the United team, but I am definitely looking forward for him to playing in that three-man midfield. Pogba, Matic, and Fred. I think that's going to be absolutely electric. But you never know. Milinkovic-Savic might join as well and make it even better. And just on that, Dow, obviously, it looks like this Fred transfer is going to be wrapped up within the next few days at least. Obviously, also talk of Milinkovic-Savic. Seems to be doing very well at the World Cup for Serbia. What are your thoughts? Do you think he's going to be coming to United, or do you think this Fred signing is going to get in the way of us bringing in Milinkovic-Savic?
Well, we could probably sign both of them, but it just depends how they feel on them. I mean, Milinkovic-Savic, we've tried once or twice to get him, and then obviously, he keeps declining them, and that's not really what we want. Sanders, yeah. I'm gonna say, I know that who said it? Red Army FC said the Fred would be a Carrick replacement. I'd actually forgot that Carrick left. But, I think not only will Carrick leave, I think you've got more chance of Marouane Fellaini leaving. And I hate to say it, but that's one player that I want to leave because he hasn't shown any good part of him this season. This season, he hasn't shown anything that good. And I was speaking to this on the Man United fan stand earlier. But they admitted that they want Marouane Fellaini to go. So I think if we sign Milinkovic-Savic could be Fellaini's replacement. And yeah, Fred could be the replacement for Carrick. And then obviously you look at the free midfield. We could have you got Fred, Milinkovic-Savic, and either Pogba or Matic. I mean that would be a rather strong midfield, I think. But if you only sign one of them and we don't sign into the world because we've got play. If you don't sign any at all, then we're pretty much back to square one with midfielders. So I do think it's important that the day come. And I can see Fred coming, definitely. Milinkovic-Savic, though, it's 50-50. Because you've got more chance of him staying at Lazio. But we don't know. Only time can tell. And we just have to see from now on. But if we do sign them both, then that'll be the perfect way to have the transfer window and stuff. So, plus obviously if they did come, they'd be able to. They'd probably feature in some of the in the pre-season friendlies we have on June, July, and all them stuff. So it'd be interesting to see how they play, because both of them have never played in the Premier League. As we all know, none of those players have played in the Premier League. Milinkovic-Savic is coming from the Italian league, which people class as a pub league because Juventus always win it, but not necessarily. It's a bit of a tough league, but it's not the toughest. But Fred's coming from the Shakhtar Donetsk, coming from the Ukrainian league, which is a total different caliber of league. And if we do get them both, I think, well, Fred's 53 million, but I would say we'd have to sign Milinkovic-Savic for at least less than 90, 80 million, because I don't think he's worth about 100 million or something. We've also been linked with Marco Asensio. I don't know if you knew about this.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I've heard a few rumours, but to be honest with you, I mean, during the World Cup, I don't think really any sort of real transfers are going to get done, to be honest. But I mean, I agree, Dal, mate. I agree. With a lot of things you said there, really. I'm going to read a few of the comments. A few people have joined. Welcome, Sander. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Please leave a like if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate that. He says Savic won't come going to Juve or Madrid. Obviously, he has been linked to other clubs as well as Man United. And maybe the fact that we are about to sign Fred possibly might mean that Milinkovic-Savic, it might not come in. But there has been talk, as Dow was suggesting there, that Fred and Milinkovic-Savic could play in the same team. But you never know. As Dow says, only time will tell. Red Army MFC says, I read his stats. He's only improved slightly since the 16-17 season. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, I don't watch too much of the Italian league. I'm not sure if you guys do. Obviously, if we had someone like PJ7 or someone like that who watches the Italian league quite a lot, then we know. But obviously, I don't watch, Milinkovic-Savic too much. I can't say, how good or well he's played and how he would fit the system. But, from what I've watched, he looks quite good, and he has done he has done well this season in terms of, his form. But you never know whether he'll be able to come to United and replicate it. Ryan, yeah, Man United friendlies begin in July, and I will be doing content for those as well. For those Man United friendlies, which would be good. Some pre-season action, getting the new signings integrated, and setting up the team for next season. We'll be very excited. Ryan as well. Yeah, the transfer window the transfer news recently has been quite quiet. Obviously, when players are out on the World Cup, the transfer business is going to be quite quiet. It's very, very difficult. Because obviously all the top stars are going to be in the World Cup, so it's going to be very difficult for big clubs to sign the players they want when they're on international duty. Because it's going to be difficult to pull them away from their squads to get them to do stuff and things like that. Welcome, Joe. Thanks for Joe Willett. Welcome to the stream, pal. Thanks for joining. Please leave a like if you haven't already. Ricky says, I have a bad feeling we'll only sign one more player in this window. We need at least two to challenge City. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, City, the way they played last season, you could argue we need 4 or 5 players to get near Man City. But, it might just need a bit of a style of play change or something like that, because I think we have got a good squad of players. There's no doubt about it. And when they all play together, when they all play to their best of their abilities with the right spirit, the right mentality, we can win the league. It's just consistency for me. Last season, we came up with some fantastic performances. Arsenal away, Man City away, Liverpool and Chelsea at home. But it's just that consistency. We lost to all of the newly promoted sides. If we're going to win the title, it needs to be consistent. So that's what we need for next season if we are going to challenge. And I do think we need a few more signings as well. Yeah, Ryan says, Ricky, I think another 2 or 3 players will come. I have to agree with that, Ryan. Red Army FC says, Young not good enough in that position. Valencia is going to get on on a bit in the future. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm hoping for Jose Mourinho to, strengthen those fullback positions for the future. And it looks like he's doing that with the signing of Diogo Dalot as well, which is good to see. But yeah, Valencia is also someone we are going to have to look to replace in the future. Red Army FC asked a question about Bale. He says, injury-prone player, only good thing he's being is commercial. I'm going to ask Darryl that question in just a second. Ricky says, completely agree, Red Army. Look at Man City 16-17 compared to last season. Young should be a squad player at best, not first-choice left-back. I mean, he's 34 years old, and he's our first-choice left-back. Yes, he put in some good performances, but I'm sorry, Ashley, it's time to go, mate. It's time to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, Darryl, I'm going to come to you. Obviously, Red Army MFC with a good comment there. He's arguing that Bale is injury prone, and the only thing he'll bring to the team is a bit of a commercial player, someone who we could potentially make a bit of a profit from in terms of selling shirts and things like that. By the way, welcome Nicholas. Thanks for joining. Darryl, I'm going to ask you this question, mate. What are your thoughts on Gareth Bale potentially coming to Man United? We saw the rumours, obviously, created by the comments he made at the end of the Real Madrid Liverpool Champions League final. Do you think there's an actual major possibility of him coming? And do you think he really would benefit the squad at Manchester United, or do you think we should be looking elsewhere for options for our right wing position?
Well, I've got two perspectives on that, because I don't think he's going to. This is the first one. I don't think he's going to come to United, because he's been linked with so many clubs buying him after him, and they're offering about, I think, 90, 100 something million, And the only problem I'd say with him coming to United is, he's injury prone. Although he might be able to do world class stuff like overhead kicks and all that other crappy stuff. Some of it. He's gonna. Well, he's not gonna struggle, is he? But he's been linked with too many clubs. I think he's been linked with too many clubs, and all the other clubs that are wanting him are bigger than United. So that's the other thing. But if I was going to say that he was going to come, I think I'd happily have him in the squad. But his only issue is he'd need to be able to stay on his feet for the full 90 minutes. And obviously we'd need to play him a lot. Other thing is, if he did come, if we did sign a right winger, that would be, I hate to say this, that would be the end for Anthony Martial, if I'm being honest. And I know a lot of United fans won't like me saying that Martial's going to go, but if we sign a right winger, sorry, but that's going to be the end for Martial, because everyone has to think about that. If we sign a right winger, then what do we do with Martial? Sell him onto a League One or something like that. But, you know what I mean? He's been playing well for Real Madrid, and I think he's probably going to stay at Real Madrid because of the way he's been playing the last couple of years. But I do remember saying that he's looking to leave. If he's going to go to a bigger club than Real Madrid, he'd be going to probably Barcelona or Bayern Munich. They were probably the only two clubs that he'd be going to bigger than Real Madrid. I hate to say it, United aren't as good as Real Madrid, but I think everyone acknowledges that. Because having said that, look at their league status, but they've won the Champions League so many times, United haven't. So he'll be mainly trying to go to a club who get loads more trophies. If he came to United, we might get one or something, because we won't get the Premier League title with the way that City are playing. But we do need to sign a right winger, because we need to get some more balls in the box on the right hand side. Some more swingers into the box. Like if I can remember the one that the header that Fellaini scored against FC Basel all them flaming months ago. That was coming in from the right hand side and it was headed in. So we need some more balls like that that can create goals. And Gareth Bale is the man who can do all that. Not only can he play in right wing, but he can play striker. He's got a striker role as well. He can play a striker, and probably we might see some overhead kicks in the Premier League, which would be good. But he's also been linked by Tottenham Hotspurs. That's his favourite option. His favourite option is to go to Tottenham Hotspurs, which, to be honest, I wouldn't be happy about, because it means that he'd probably get goals against us. Knowing our luck, he'd probably get goals past us. But having said that, we've got a class goalkeeper in David De Gea. Let alone he didn't do too well against Spain today, even though he just to say scraped past Iran, which I don't think is very good. yeah, I'd happily take him at the club, but he would have to stay on his feet for the whole 19 minutes.
Yeah, no, that is the thing. He's definitely injury prone, and to be 100%, I would not want Gareth Bale to go to any of our rivals in the Premier League. I'd rather him go to somewhere, I don't know, PSG, wherever, any other team outside the Premier League. If he's not going to come to United, don't come to Spurs, because I think he'll absolutely tear out the Spurs as well. Just want to say welcome to Cargo 1994. Welcome to Stream, pal. Thanks for joining. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy, but thank you so much for returning to the channel. He says, United boys playing well in the World Cup. Well, that is another talking point, obviously. The World Cup is going on, and there are a lot of United players involved in the World Cup, and they do seem to be doing all right, so we will get onto that as well. Ricky says, Bell playing 12 games in a season would probably contribute to a similar amount of goals as Sanchez playing 30 games. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Sanchez, to be fair, since he's come to Man United, you could almost make a case for him being detrimental to the progress of the team and some of the young players as well, especially Anthony Martial. So, you could argue both ways whether Anthony Martial has really had a good impact since he's come to Manchester United. Red Army MFC says, if we need someone who'll score goals, it'll be Ronaldo that we should sign. Yeah, I think Ronaldo is definitely more reliable than Gareth Bale. Obviously, he is getting on a bit, but he would just be the absolute dream signing. He'd be absolutely superb. But yeah, I will talk about a few of the Man United players that are doing well in the World Cup at the moment. Obviously, tonight in action, we had David De Gea playing for Spain. Kept a clean sheet in that game, but you could argue that Iran were very unlucky not to score. VAR ruling their goal offside, and Iran were probably the better team in the game. So you could argue that as well. Also, a few England players. Man United, Jesse Lingard, to be honest with you, didn't have a great game against Tunisia. Missed a few decent opportunities, really, which is really frustrating to see. I was hoping Lingard was going to get the opening goal for England, but just couldn't take his chances when it mattered. And Ashley Young, thought had an all right game for England. I don't think he'll be starting the next game against Panama. I think it will be Danny Rose starting that one. But, I mean, ultimately, you've got a few other players. You've got, obviously, Nemanja Matic for Serbia. Did anyone see Nemanja Matic trying to take on the whole Costa Rican bench at the end of the Serbia-Costa Rica game? It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But Serbia won that game 1-0. And also, Matic seems to be gaining experience of playing next to Milinkovic-Savic as well. And a few cheeky Instagram posts as well, which you guys should check out, which may suggest something about the partnership between the two. I'll leave it at that. So obviously Matic as well. David De Gea, not really having a great time in his first game against Portugal, obviously making that mistake, which I felt so bad when that happened. My heart sank for him when that ball went in. It was just so tragic. But I mean, as long as he does that for Spain and not Man United, I'm happy. Also, you got Marcus Rojo playing for Argentina, and how can we forget Romelu Lukaku, the goal machine that he is, scoring 2 goals against Panama. Yes, they are a weak opponent, but getting off to a fantastic start in the tournament. And he is my tip for the Golden Boot this year. I think if Belgium do well, then Lukaku will also do well. Yeah, Ricky put in the charm there. But yeah, Daryl, I'm also going to ask if you guys, whoever is still watching in the chat, thank you so much. And if you are watching, leave your thoughts on, as of the first round of group games, who has been the best performing Manchester United international player. Leave them in the live chat right now, and I'll get to them in just a second. But Daryl, I'm going to ask you the exact same question that I just asked the chat. Out of the Man United players that we've seen in the international stage, who has been the best for you so far? Who's played the best for their country?
Well, it's a difficult decision because you look at Nemanja Matic and the way he played against Costa Rica. I mean, he did rather decent in the game, but you also have to remember one of Lukaku's brace against Panama, which was a good game. It was a good brace for him. Obviously in the World Cup as well, World Cup tournament, and it's not easy to get a brace in the World Cup. Then again, unless you're Cristiano Ronaldo, it's easier to get a hat-trick than to get a brace for him. I would say, if I had to pick goals-wise, I would pick Lukaku. But if I had to pick performance-wise, with excluding goals, I would say Matic. So I would say I can't decide out of Matic and Lukaku. So I would just say they've both been joint best. So I'll just say joint best because I can't make my mind up on either of them. I know a lot of people are saying Lukaku, but if I had to pick one, I would say Lukaku in the end.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think I have to agree. I think Lukaku probably has been the best Man United performer of the at the moment. I don't think you can really argue for any of the England Man United players, Young and Lingard. We haven't seen Phil Jones yet at the tournament as well. Actually, have we? Has Phil Jones played? Did he play? I'm not sure. He might have done. I'm not sure. No, I think it was Maguire. No, it wasn't. Phil Jones didn't play. It was Maguire, Stones, and Walker at centre back. But you guys in the comments, Renami MSC says Romelu Lukaku. He also says he's not getting the golden boot. Ronaldo is sweeping opposition as well. Yeah, that is true, obviously. Already got 4 goals for the tournament in only 2 games for Cristiano Ronaldo, doing bits for Portugal, to be fair to him. Ricky says it's been Lukaku him, the best Man United international performer at the World Cup. Ryan says overall Ronaldo's been the best performer for me. I mean, I think Ronaldo just does, step up to the plate. It's great to watch as a former Man United player, to a Man United fan, to see Ronaldo really stepping up. And let's see if Messi can follow suit. Obviously, he missed the penalty in his first game, but can he get up to the goal-scoring prowess of Cristiano Ronaldo? Ricky says, I think we'll see who's the most consistent when they face more difficult opposition. True, obviously, a lot of the big teams haven't really faced many difficult opposition, at this moment in time. But I'm really looking forward to the sort of knockout stage of the World Cup. That is when it gets interesting, and it is going to be fantastic as well. One final thing is my final thing I want to ask you, Daryl. Just quickly, who are your right now after seeing all the teams play? Who is your favourite for the World Cup?
Who to win it?
Yeah, to win it.
Oh God. Well, there's a lot of teams who could win it. It's unpredictable, this World Cup, because although everyone was saying in 2014, everyone was saying, "Oh well, here we go again. It's going to be another win for Spain and all that," and then obviously Germany won it, which this year I don't even think Germany have got enough talent to win it. If I'm being honest, that's a German fan even saying that, because after Sunday's game, I don't see much hope on winning it. Sorry. I was just looking at the lineups and stuff for the thingy game, and Jones was on the bench. He didn't come on at all, so he's one of the England players we've not seen. There's a lot of teams who've been rumoured to can win it. If I was going to pick, there's a couple of teams. I think Brazil have a good chance. France have a good chance. Germany, possibly. People are saying England will win it, but I think they must be deluded, to be quite honest with you, because I don't think we're ever going to see England win it. As Red Army FC just put Deutsche Fußballbund, DFB. Yes, that's what DFB stands for in the Deutsche Pokal thing. But enough of that. Brazil's, France, Germany, possibly Belgium probably have a decent chance. But I would say either Brazil or France will win it, to be honest with you. Owen's joined.
There we go. There you go. There are Daryl's predictions after what he's seen. I mean, to be fair, I've gone with France as well. I mean, at the start of the tournament, I went with France, to be honest. I think that, I still think France can win the World Cup. And I think, obviously, they got off to a winning start, unlike a lot of the teams. We look at the sides, Argentina, Brazil, Germany, all faltering, really, at the start of their campaign. So, I'm not sure if they're as strong as we make out, but I don't know. I'm still going with France. I think they can definitely do it with the squad they have. Also welcome Aaron. Thanks for joining, and thanks for watching as well. Please leave a like if you haven't already. Red Army MSC says just because they lost means F all. They left out Sane. It was all a blur. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, why did they leave out Sane? I've got no idea why. No idea why. Just was it? Welcome, Niall McSwiggan. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. I'm not sure if he's a relation to Ryan McSwiggan.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
But he says, Forza Barca. Well, fair play, mate. Fair play. Barcelona, obviously, winners of La Liga as well. And Spain got the win, so I'm no doubt he will be happy about that. But thanks for joining, mate. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Red Army MFC says, Belgium has a decent team, but they underperform so much. Yeah, I think obviously they have only played Panama. Let's face it, they're not the strongest team. I think it's going to be interesting when they do face England. And I think depending on how badly they beat us, I think that'll be an indication of how far they can realistically go in the tournament. Ricky says, if France has Zidane as their manager, I'd pick France as favourites. Yeah, true. I think obviously for Zidane, I would have loved him to be the France manager. I think he'd be an absolutely, fantastic candidate for it. The success he's had with Real Madrid, is unprecedented. You can't go against it, really. You can't go against it. But I think Zidane, I think he will manage France in the future. I just think he's out of a job right now, but I think he's destined to manage France in the future and maybe to a World Cup or European glory. You never know. Niall says milk delivery. Well, yeah, to be fair, that's what's being advertised at the moment in the World Cup, actually, isn't it? Aaron says, Kieran, would you like to enter my Fantasy World Cup sweepstake? My World Cup starts on 14th of July or to 15th of August, and it's completely free. You may as well enter me, mate. You may as well enter me into that.
My birthday.
Decent. Ryan says, really, Lionel Messi couldn't deliver. Oh yeah. To be fair, he couldn't score a penalty. I mean, obviously, not every day we'll see a film director save a penalty from arguably the best player in the world. But that's what the World Cup can bring, can't it? Red Army FC says they could have had Nainggolan other than Company and De Bruyne, Mertens, Fellaini, Lukaku, Courtois, Hazard. But yeah, exactly. I think they have got quite a bit of talent in their squad. There's no doubt about it. It's just whether the fact they can gel together and become a decent side. I mean, I think they do have the slight the complex that England have. The fact that a lot of those players are in the Premier League. They play against each other rather than with each other. So they don't seem to do too well. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end the stream there. I think it's a good point to end. Thank you very much for everyone who's watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel.
Messi's gone past
and thanks to Dow as well for joining the stream, mate. If you want to go check out Dow's channel,
NFL player that owes you 25p.
Go on. What do you call an NFL player who owes you 25p? A quarterback. Well, there we go. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, really appreciate your support on the streams. I'll probably be back tomorrow with possibly some World Cup stuff or reacting to the announcement that Fred has signed. Hopefully, he'll be signed by tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a section down below as well what you think about this signing. And I'll see you guys in a bit.